Welcome to Everything Barton. My name's Richard Watts. The new Humber Bridge tolling system comes into use this weekend. Here's Elsie Jones with some information about it.
The existing toll booths will close on the 30th of January at midnight. A new free-flow tolling system called Humber Bridge Toll will become fully operational from Monday the 2nd of February. During the transition weekend, customer data will be migrated and crossings will still be processed, but payment must be completed once the system is live to avoid admin fees. This means you will no longer stop at traditional toll booths to pay. Instead, automatic number plate recognition will be used. There are to be multiple digital payment options. App, website, PayPoint, and phone will be used. A toll must be paid before midnight the day after you cross the bridge. For the first time in a decade, toll charges are to increase. Car crossings will be £2, vans £5, and HGVs £15. Discounts are available to account customers.
Now Brooke Edwards will tell us about Barton Town Council and a new salon opening in Barton.
Barton Town Council is the first tier of local government in Barton upon Humber, focusing on local community needs and representation while working alongside North Lincolnshire Council. What does Barton Town Council do? It represents the community, gives Barton residents a democratic voice on local issues and consults on planning matters with North Lincolnshire Council. Provides community events, for example, Christmas celebrations and picnic in the park. Publication of the Bartonian newsletter. Maintains hanging baskets, planters, seating, bins, and green areas. Supports local transport schemes and events. Comments on planning applications submitted to the Principal Authority, North Lincolnshire Council. Operates and maintains community facilities such as the assembly rooms. Community grants and support, provides funding and support for local organisations and charities. It carries out ceremonial and civic functions, including electing a mayor each year to represent the town. In essence, Barton Town Council works to improve quality of life and community well-being on issues directly affecting Barton, while working with the wider unitary authority and other partners. Barton Town Councillors: Ben Troop, Mayor and Member of Community, Finance and General Purposes Committees. Christine Patterson, Deputy Mayor, sits on Community and Finance and General Purposes Committees. Alvin Chapman, Member of Environment and Community Committees. John Everson, Councillor. Neil Jacques, Member of Environment, Planning, Community, and Finance and General Purposes Committees. Nigel Pitchbeck, Member of Planning, Finance, and General Purposes, Community and Environment Committees. Neil Turner, Councillor. Carol Thornton, Member of Environment and Planning. Amy Watson, Member of Community and Environment. Keith Vickers, Member of Planning. Young hairdresser Beatrice Duckett, age 24, has opened the Beehive Salon and Day Spa in a move that is intended to cater for the growing market for wellness and self-care treatments. The launch is the culmination of extensive work since Christmas to remodel the old dispatch building on the eastern bank of Barton Haven. This is a historic site where coils of rope from Hall's Ropery were loaded onto barges. The business employs 6 people. It offers a spa, hot tub and sauna, and a hair salon. It is hoped to add sunbeds in the near future.
Football, and on Saturday, Barton Town entertained Parkgate in the Northern Counties East League Premier Division and put up one of the best performances of the season in an excellent 4-1 win. First goal came from Lewis Stevens, crossing from the right and an outstanding flick that beat former Swan Sam Riches. Barton created a couple of opportunities, failed to take them. Adamir had the ball in the back of the net but was beaten by a linesman's flag, and he also missed well placed. Barton again were on the front foot at the start of the second half. An excellent Adamir header coming back off the crossbar. And then totally against the run of play in one of their rare attacks, Parkgate drew level. A terrific finish by Evans Booth on 54 minutes. They were level only though for 3 minutes as Barton struck back an excellent ball in from the left from Sutton, and it was a second goal for Lewis Stevens who headed it in. 5 minutes later it was 3-1. This time a first goal for Josh McKernan in Barton colours. Another goal, good ball in from the left, and he finished well on the volley. On the 76th minute it became 4-1, and really that more reflected the game. Barton had been absolutely outstanding, and it was the first Barton goal for Will Sutton, who had an outstanding match at left back. It was played in by a good ball from Joel Shepherd and a fine finish past Riches to make it 4-1. So with that win, Barton move into the playoff positions. They're up to 5th in the Premier Division. Going through the league table, Liversedge are first, 59 from 25. Beverley Town second, 54 from 27. Sheffield third, 49 from 26. Handsworth fourth, 48 from 28. And then Barton fifth, 45 from 25. And Tadcaster sixth, 45 from 26. Campion seventh, 44 from 27. Barton and Tadcaster were due to meet at Tadcaster on Tuesday night, but that game was a victim to the weather, waterlogged pitch. So the Barton lineup against Parkgate. In goal, number 1 was Charlie Dixon, 2 was Grant Tate, 3 was Will Sutton, 4 was Josh McKiernan, 5 was Fraser Papprell, 6 was Jack Bullis, 7 was Tom Warby, 8 was Craig King, the captain, 9 was Lewis Stevens, 10 was Joel Shepherd, and 11 was Ali Adamir. The substitutes who all got a game: Finn Abraham, Danny Buttle, Matt Broadley, Tyler Edwards and Grayson Giles. This Saturday, Barton travel to Golka. Golka currently lying 18th in the league, but don't let that fool you. They put up a very good performance at Barton earlier in the season. But Barton will certainly go with plenty of confidence and hope to bring back 3 points. Rugby Union and Barton and District's game at Selby on Saturday was postponed. They've now got 3 home games coming up: on the 31st at home to Driffield Thirds, then on the 7th of February home to Pontefract Seconds, and then on the 14th of February at home to Moortown Thirds. Racing, and coming up on the 21st of February, the Brocklesby Point to Point, which is held at Brocklesby Park. The first race is 12 noon, and the first race is the PPORA Club Members Race. Second race is the Mixed Open Race. Third, Conditions Race for 8 years old and over. Fourth is the Restricted Race. Fifth race is the Jockey Club Maiden Race for mares and fillies. And the final race, race 6, is the Open Maiden Race. Tickets are available and they're priced £13 in advance, £15 on the day. There's picnic parking of £25 a car. All occupants must have admission. Looking at what's coming up at the Ropery on the 4th of February, film The Life of Chunk. That's got a 2pm showing, which is £3, and a 7:30pm showing, which is £4. On the 5th, music from Arthur Coates and Kieran Cottrell. That's 8 o'clock, and it's £15 and £17 tickets. On the 6th, Callie Beaton, comedian. That's 8 o'clock, £17 and £19. On the 7th, music from Greg Coulson. That's 8 o'clock, £16 and £18. On the 8th is John Crace, and that's a sellout. The 11th, 2 o'clock film, 4 Letters of Love, that's £3. And on the 11th, 7:30pm film, that's Spinal Tap 2. On to the 12th, music from the Foghorn String Band, that's 8 o'clock, and tickets are £20 and £22. On the 13th, music from the Luke Daniels Band, that's 8 o'clock, £16 and £18. On the 14th, music from Savar Kunta, that's 8 o'clock, £15 and £17. On the 18th, film The Colour Purple, that's a 2 o'clock showing, £3. Also on the 18th, 7:30 showing, which is £4, The Phoenician Scheme. On to the 19th, the theatre, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's 7:30 and it's £15 and £17. On the 20th, Delicio Giaponda. That's 8 o'clock and it's £17, £19 and £16. 21st, Music, Yorkshire Gypsy Swim Collective. That's at 8 o'clock and it's £17 and £19. 22nd, Music from Sax on Sunday. That's 4 o'clock and it's £16 and £18. On the 23rd, The Spoken Word, Three Voices. That's at 8 o'clock and it's £5. On to the 25th, Film Sense and Sensibility, 2 o'clock showing. That's £3. Also on the 25th, film at 7:30, The Colour Room, that's £4. On to the 26th, Music, Alexandra Whittingham, that's 8 o'clock and tickets are £16 and £18. The 27th, it's Barnstormers Comedy, that's 8 o'clock and tickets are £12 and £14. And the last show in February, the 28th, Music from the Mark Harrison Band, that's 8 o'clock and it's £15 and £17. We'll end this edition of the programme with a Barton ghost story, which is narrated by Liz Drury.
Barton Ghost Stories, The Ghost of the Library. Read by Martin James.
On Holydyke is Providence House, which was built in 1854 for Thomas Tombleson, a wealthy landowner. It used to be home to the Barton Library, but it also was home to another visitor, the ghost of a little boy. Every year in the few days before Halloween, the supernatural activity increases and then dies away again shortly afterwards. Footsteps of a child running through the hall, up the stairs and across the landing through a locked and alarmed glass partition have been heard by staff who used to work there alone in Providence House. A child's voice has been heard by visitors in the staff room who knew nothing of the history of the house, and others have been so sure that they could hear a child crying they have gone to look for it, but found no one there. Several people have witnessed self-closing fire doors swung open, but no one entered the room. Other doors seem to have been held shut by a hand grasping the handle on the other side. Heavy revolving bookstands used to whirl around by themselves where no one was near them. Fires come on in empty rooms, and lights are suddenly switched on in blocked-off staircases. Although these strange happenings have been reported for a while, it was only recently that the history of the little ghost had been discovered. Back in the 1920s, Providence House was an orphanage, and a little boy called Sidney Conway was amongst the first group of children to live in the house. In October 1922, Gladys Burt, a nurse assistant, called together 5 little boys, including Sidney, and told them it was time for their bath. She sent them to the dressing room next door to the bathroom and told them to get undressed. She turned the hot tap on in the bath and left it running while she went to fetch them some sleeping suits. She had only been away for a few minutes when a piercing scream rang throughout the house. Rushing back to the bathroom, she found Sidney standing by the sides of the bath, horribly scalded from the waist down. He had been trying to climb over the bath to reach the other side of the room, when he had slipped and fallen into the nearby boiling water. Another boy had managed to get him out, but the damage was already done. The nurses gave him what treatment they could and put him to bed, but sadly, 4 days later, on October the 31st, the poor little boy died of pain and shock. A verdict of accidental death was returned. The staff who used to work at the library found themselves to be quite fond of little Sidney. He was not malicious or frightening. He seemed just to be a lonely little boy looking for someone to play with. So if ever you're in the vicinity and you can hear the cries of a little boy, don't be frightened and run away. He's just looking for a friend.